Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel AI Stories by Anjali. In today's video, we are going to discuss part 3 of our agentic application. So we have already discussed 4 do's and don'ts in the part 2 as well as 4 do's and don'ts in the part 1. So total we have discussed 8. So today we'll be covering the last 4 of the agentic applications do's and don'ts. So let us dive deep into the video. Before that, I would like to thank to all my subscribers who have subscribed to my YouTube channel, and also requesting to the new watchers to please like, share and subscribe to my YouTube channel AI Stories by Anjali. Let us dive deep into the video. So the ninth one, that is today we are discussing about the 9, 10, 11, 12 of agentic applications. The ninth one is push towards on the job learning. So what does it mean? So agents, so we are discussing about agentic applications. So agents are the systems. So agents will learn from the user corrections as well as experiences. For example, it is same like human. If we have a small child and if we ask the small child like not to keep the fingers into the switchboards, they won't stop, right? Whatever we tell, they will do opposite of that, right? So what we will do, we will let them leave, and if suppose something happens to them, or if something shock or something, like if they experience, they won't go to that side, right? So it's simply from the experiences what you will learn. So same like humans, like we also, right? First we will experience the situation, next time if we have the same situation, then we will remember, okay, this is our experience, so try to avoid that, right? So similarly, agents are also like that. So always agents will learn from the user corrections as well as experiences. So what we should do is we should avoid repeating the errors, okay? And we have to make the agents to adapt from the past interactions. So if you remember, all these agents are from reinforcement learning. So reinforcement learning itself means learning from experiences. If you do an action and if that action leads to a success, then it will be a positive action. If you do an action which leads to a failure, then it will be negative action. So if you do success, you will get rewards. If you fail, then you will get punishment. So this is the concept of reinforcement learning, okay? So the main thing that you have to think is, don't expect agents need to be perfect or need to do what you are expecting in the first run itself. Always ensure the job will learn and it improve in the long-term utility, okay? So that is the main thing that you have to consider from this ninth one, okay? The next one is intelligence is a vector, not a scalar. What is meant by intelligence? Intelligence is nothing but the ability of the agent system to think and to act on its own. So that is called intelligence. So what we are telling is it is one dimensional. That means it is task specific. So based on that task, your intelligence also varies. So this is what you should know, okay? For example, we as a humans, each one has their own ability. One person have one perspective, the other person is having one other perspective, and like that, right? So we should not expect, or it's not a thing like everybody thinks in the same manner, okay? So similarly, and also whenever we are doing any task, one person will be having one type of approach and the other person is having other type of approach. So we as a humans, we use a varied reason models, and we have various reasoning methods as well as modes. So these agents is also like that. So agents is not a single thing, it is a system. So what it will does is it combines the reasoning as well as tools, and then it will act, okay? So basically what it will do is it will combine multiple intelligent forms, and then it will act based on the final output. So always make sure we have to design the agent as a system. That means it contains multiple intelligent methods, not a single one, okay? So that is the main thing that you have to remember from this. And the next one is UI matters. What is meant by UI? User interface. So user interface means the part of the system which is visible to the user and to which they can interact with the agent. So user interface always needs to be a very good atmosphere, and it should be attractive as well as it should understand and it should be well defined in such a way that the collaboration between the humans and agents need to be very well accomplished. So this is what I meant to say. For example, if you have a very good UI and if you have very good presentation, so then that will be more attractive and it will help you, the user, to use your particular application. Not only attractive, it should be flexible and it should be easy to use, okay, and also easy to maintain for yourself. So basically there are three types of UI in the agentic application. One for chat, that means for open conversation. You can directly type the message into the chat and you can interact with the agent, okay. And the second one is generative UI, that means it is beyond the text. That means you can not only ask or not only find the text, like not only get the text, but you can also use for the images, videos, etc. And the other one is Canvas. So Canvas is a shared workspace where you can collaborate with a group of people and you can use that. So the main takeaway that you need to understand is you should have some good UI with an effective agentic context, and the UI design will directly affect the agent performance. Okay, so this is what you need to understand. So make sure your UI is good and attractive as well as flexible. And the final one that you want to know is situational awareness and predictions. So what does it mean? So situation is nothing but the particular type of scenario where you're applying or what it is doing, okay. So basically now at present we are so early in the agentic AI life cycle. So what we have to do is we have to focus on direction and not perfection. And also, if you remember in the 9th one, what we have understand, always the performance is improved in the long-term ability and it will learn from the experiences, not at a single attempt. So whenever you're doing any application, don't expect that you're getting everything in your single step. And also don't expect that that is the best one, and there will definitely be the ultimate, the good, the better, the best one after the application which you develop. So what you have to understand is you have to focus on the direction is nothing but the approach what you're doing, the approach what you're following, and not on the perfection. So you have to make sure in the future the context size is growing, the token cost is growing, and there will be long running agent as well as multimodal systems, voices, etc. So the best thing what you need to do is whatever you're doing, make sure are you following the correct path or not. Whatever you're doing is basically syncing with the situation what you're doing or what type of problem statement that you took. Coming to the productions, so these agents always work alongside with humans. It's not going to replace the humans. So it's going to be an assistant for the humans. So reinforcement learning is ultimately dominating because all these things are built based on the reinforcement learning, which is one of the type in the machine learning, which we discussed earlier. And we have an application layer, that is UI plus orchestration, which will be RAIN. So voice will become so critical. Okay, so even now also the voices are becoming so modulated and you can play with that. Okay, so the first takeaway and the final takeaway and the best thing that you have to remember is always expect a rapid evolution, and there is designed for adaptability. There is no full stop, there is always continuation. Okay, so be aware of that. Whatever you're doing, whatever the situation that you took, whatever the problem statement you took, always focus on the direction of what you're doing and the approaches. Don't focus on the perfection or that this is the best in the performance. Okay, there is ultimately the new things are coming, so always explore on the new things and get evolved. Okay, so this is what I want to share in the video. So finally we have covered all the 12 do's and don'ts of agentic application. I hope you understand this video. If you have any doubts, please reach out to me in my LinkedIn or else in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching the video.